Several lives were lost when a part of an under-construction flyover collapsed in Kolkata. A team of Kolkata Police reached the headquarters of the flyover construction company IVRCL in Hyderabad and detained some of its officials. A case of murder has also been filed against the company by Kolkata Police. A PIL has been filed in Kolkata High Court seeking CBI probe into this tragedy.
Nearly 24 lives were lost when a portion of an under-construction flyover in congested Bada Bazaar collapsed in North Kolkata on Thursday afternoon. While investigations are underway to fix accountability and bring those responsible for the tragedy to book, the priority of the rescuers at the accident site is to rescue those who could still be trapped under the rubble. The construction company IVRCL has claimed that it is not responsible for the tragedy.
We are not aware of why it collapsed. We are also the result to know why it is happening. We'll cooperate with the investigation. We will give maximum support what we have to give. We are anxious to know why it happened as well. We want to know the reason why it happened.
Kolkata Police has registered a case of murder against IVRCL and detained a few officials of the company. It has filed an FIR under section 304, 308 and 407 of the IPC and sealed the local office of the company. A team of Kolkata Police reached Hyderabad, where the company is headquartered. A PIL has been filed against the company in Kolkata High Court, seeking a CBI probe into the tragedy.
We are demanding the inspection should be done by the IIT Kharagpur engineers team by the IIT Kharagpur, and that should be under the observation of the Honorable High Court. And also we are praying for the CBI inquiry regarding the report be filed by the IIT Kharagpur committee, and the accused person should be punished by the appropriate authority.
The company which was in charge of building the bridge had failed to meet its deadline of completion not once, not twice, but 9 times in all. A company which had been blacklisted by the railways, by the Hyderabad Municipal Corporation, where this company incidentally is headquartered.
Opposition kept up the pressure on Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee a day after the accident, with BJP demanding a CBI probe and CPM pointing to delays in the project and rescue operations.
कंपनी ब्लैकलिस्टेड थी, उनको क्यों काम दिया गया है? कहीं ना कहीं ये सवाल तो उठेंगे. किसी ना किसी को तो अकाउंटेबिलिटी लेना पड़ेगा. आम आदमी सरकार को पूछे कि क्योंकि सरकार के ऊपर एक पर्टिकुलर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का कलर, तो उस पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के ऊपर सवाल उठेंगे. वो सीबीआई हो, कोई भी हो, उनसे कराना चाहिए. ये मांग में किसी भी तरीके का पॉलिटिक्स नहीं है.
अभी ये पॉलिटिक्स का टाइम नहीं है, लेकिन ये जो पॉलिटिक्स कर रहा है, 2009 साल में ये ब्रिज का जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया था वो सीपीएम गवर्नमेंट से दिया. We will find out who the culprits are.
Nearly 90 people have been injured in the flyover collapse, in which Mamta Banerjee government has ordered a high-level probe. With Snehashish, Sur and Rajiv Bhattacharya in Kolkata, Newsnight Desk, DD News.
And to discuss who is accountable for the loss of lives caused by Kolkata Flyover Collapse, we are joined by our correspondent Rajiv Bhattacharya from Kolkata and Professor Anil Gupta, Head of Department, National Institute of Disaster Management. I welcome you both to Newsnight. Rajiv, first an update from the ground. How are the rescue operations progressing, or have they concluded? Is there a likelihood of finding more survivors under the rubble?
Right, Munmun, as you can see the scene behind me, there are rescue workers still waiting, but I think they're also slowly giving up hope. It's very difficult to imagine people still surviving underneath that rubble after so many hours. While miracles can happen and do happen sometimes, it would really be a miracle to find someone alive under this debris after such a long time. And the workers who've been working tirelessly around the clock, and you can see these orange-coated people, they've also become very tired, and in fact they are stopping on and off for a while. And I think there's a look of resignation on the faces of the people that they are stuck with this, and they really are not hoping for any survivors right now. But of course, you can't rule out the possibility of a few more bodies lying underneath. and the administration had last night categorically stated that there were no living people, no survivors or people trapped inside. So we'll have to play it by the ear and see how it goes. But I think the chances are very, very slim indeed. Moon.
All right, so the likelihood of finding more survivors under the rubble is really remote. Stay with us, Rajiv. Today we are questioning who is accountable for this tragedy. Why did 23 lives have to be lost like this? Could this have been prevented, Professor Gupta?
Yeah, see, this tragedy is not a natural disaster where earthquake or any other natural component can be held responsible. This is totally a kind of a planning plus engineering. So flaws are at various facets and various levels. So basically, if we look back and
so what went wrong with the planning?
Basically, even the selection of site for such an infrastructure itself is under question, because if you look at the kind of settings of the big Bada Bazaar where this flyover was under construction and where this tragedy has taken place, there are many surrounding buildings which whose legality is also under question. And besides that, there are also some experts who say that when a flyover project is being constructed, then it is made sure that the surrounding areas are cordoned off, that place is cordoned off from the rest of the areas, and there is no pedestrian movement and vehicular movement underneath, which was not the case in this case. Yeah, so this case was entirely different. The construction very long period and extension almost 7-8 years, and then the traffic was already
so was there a clear violation of safety norms, and who is responsible for this?
The responsibility is also from the company side, also from the
civic agency.
Civic agencies who are responsible to oversee this kind of things, and the local governance issue, because land use is the prime thing which is we consider as the primary thing for disaster risk reduction. Like disaster management is one thing, but what is the real focus which is required? That is basically the safety. And
so there was faulty planning, you are saying, and you're also saying that safety norms were violated. Rajiv continues to be with us from the accident site. Rajiv, Mamata Banerjee yesterday said that this contract was awarded during the left regime. While that may be true, she had 5 full years to terminate the contract, just like the Railway Ministry did, just like several other state governments did. Shortly after this award was this contract was awarded really to IVRCL in Kolkata during the left regime. Months after that, Andhra Pradesh government had blacklisted this company. So if this contract was commissioned by the left regime, the question is, why was this executed by the Mamata Banerjee government?
Right, Moon, I was listening to what you were saying, and had it been a normal day right now, I wouldn't have been able to stand here. It would have been a huge traffic snarl right now here, and a lot of cars and trams and buses and people and auto rickshaws pass through this very place every moment, or they used to. Now the question is, this place is a very congested area of Kolkata, and it leads to the station, the Howrah station. And this area is Bada Bazaar. It's the heart of the business hub of Eastern India, not only Bengal.
Rajiv, the question to you is, shouldn't the contract have been withdrawn? With this company being blacklisted by the Railway Ministry and several state governments, Mamata Banerjee surely had the choice of terminating the contract, just like several other government entities did.
Exactly. Yes, right. Right, exactly. But the point is, by the time she came to power, a lot of construction had been done, and probably, you see, these questions can be asked all the time. Why wasn't the contract cancelled? Why wasn't it planned differently? But the point is, money had been spent, and about what people are saying right now is about 70% of the money had already been spent. So probably cancelling the contract seemed, you know, there would have been a lot of questions of compensation to the company and so on and so forth. But the question that I'm trying to emphasize here is, whether it was a good idea at all to have a flyover through this very congested area. This is the question that has to be debated.
Rajiv, there are also
In
questions
hindsight,
being
a lot of
raised
things
over
can
whether
be-
there was last-minute political pressure to complete this project, because as we know, in the 7 years that it was under construction, this flyover, it had missed 9 deadlines, and there are reports that the Mamata Banerjee government wanted it completed ahead of the assembly elections. So could political pressure have played a role in this tragedy?
As I had said earlier, and as you probably know, that this flyover has overshot its deadlines many times in the past, and therefore it is being reported that there was an order from the government to complete it fast. But that certainly does not mean the government would have said that flout all security norms and go ahead with the construction, no matter what, no matter how many lives are lost. I don't think that was the order given by the government, and I think any government would probably like to see something done because it is leading to major traffic snarl
Right.
every day, whereas people are used to the snarl here. But I think, yeah, the bridge, if completed on time and if servicing the people well, would have been a great service to the people of Kolkata, but unfortunately it was not to be. Munmun.
Absolutely. So you are echoing the point being made by Professor Gupta that why choose this place in the first place, and this smacks of faulty planning. There are also allegations, though, that the subcontracts were given out to TMC-linked entities as far as labour and construction quality is concerned. But how can such tragedies be prevented in future? Also, a quick comment on the fact that rescue operations started late. It took nearly 3 hours before cranes could come in. The ambulances could not reach because of the congestion.
I will have 3 quick points. One is that how we plan an infrastructure and how we design. Even there are cases when the design is perfect, but when the design is really implemented in the form of construction, how the material has been used, how and what is the setup of the area, like this area itself is a very congested area. Second thing is certainly any disaster. There is no disaster which comes without a precursor or comes without a forewarning. But usually we do not care for these forewarnings, and we ignore, and all of a sudden we only realize these kind of big disasters. If we take care of these forewarnings, we are sure that some small incidences might have already occurred. Maybe some parts or something. Which might have indicated that this kind of incidents can happen. Second thing, any big infrastructure, there should be a component of disaster emergency plan during construction and after the construction. So not only the operational phase, but before that. And if we look at the entire South Asia, and particularly in the country, there is there's a great pace of infrastructure development. But how infrastructure development should be planned, where a particular kind of infrastructure has to be located, what has to be the dimension, that is a very, very important component. And as I told earlier, that disaster response is the kind of a post-disaster dimension to save the life. But what is important, that each and every aspect of the development should be safe. That is
Right.
very, very crucial.
All right. On that note, thank you, Professor Gupta, for having joined us on Newsnight tonight. And thank you, Rajiv, for having joined us from Ground Zero in Kolkata. Well, 2,600 people lose their lives every year in building collapses and structural collapses in India. Now, the Union Road Ministry has sought a report from NHAI on all those buildings and flyovers which are under construction relating to road transport. So perhaps there would be further preventive measures that would be taken, and more course correction should come from here on.